One habit that leads to dementia isn't genetics, age, or even stress. It's something far more silent, far more common, and far more dangerous because millions of older adults do it every single day without ever realizing the damage it is causing. And when you pair this habit with 5 others that quietly erode the brain, the path to cognitive decline becomes almost inevitable. Today, we're re-exposing the 6 daily habits every older adult must delete right now if they want to protect their memory, stay mentally sharp, and keep their independence for decades to come. You will look at your daily routine very differently after the next few minutes. Dementia doesn't arrive like lightning from the sky. It creeps in slowly, in small forgotten names, misplaced objects, repeated stories, and confusion that feels like fog rolling in at night. But what most people don't know is that dementia is not an unavoidable part of aging. In fact, decades of research show that up to 40% of dementia cases could be prevented by eliminating certain daily habits that attack the brain over time. And this is where the uncomfortable truth begins. The worst culprit is not a disease, not aging itself, not even trauma. It's lifestyle choices, the everyday behaviors we treat as harmless until they silently chip away at the structure and function of the brain. In this video, we're going to break these down one by one. We'll explore how these habits damage neurons, shrink critical brain areas, disrupt memory formation, and accelerate cognitive decline. And then we'll look at what older adults can do immediately, today, to reverse the trend and build a brain that stays strong well into the later years of life. The challenge is simple. The human brain is resilient, but it is also vulnerable. It thrives on stimulation, oxygen, nutrition, sleep, and social engagement. When any of these are missing, even slightly, the brain begins to slow down. But when several are missing at once, a dangerous cascade begins. Here is the real problem. The 6 habits that most contribute to dementia are not dramatic behaviors. They are subtle. They hide inside modern routines. They feel normal. They feel harmless. And because they feel harmless, people rarely stop them before they become destructive. Worse yet, by the time symptoms appear, forgetfulness, confusion, irritability, difficulty planning, the underlying brain damage has already been developing for years. The goal is to catch the danger early, and that starts with understanding these 6 habits in detail. Habit number 1, and this is the worst one: sitting for hours on end. Yes, this is the one most people underestimate. Research consistently shows that prolonged sitting reduces blood flow to the brain, weakens neural connections, increases inflammation, and accelerates brain shrinkage. Sitting for 8 to 10 hours a day has the same dementia risk profile as smoking. When the body is still, the brain gets less oxygen and fewer nutrients. Over time, this affects the hippocampus, the region responsible for memory. And for older adults, this is especially dangerous because brain plasticity naturally declines with age. Long sitting hours speed up that decline dramatically. Breaking this habit doesn't require running marathons. Simply standing every 30 to 45 minutes, taking short walks, or doing light household tasks can dramatically increase blood flow and reduce the risk of cognitive decline. Habit number 2, poor sleep, especially less than 6 hours. Sleep is not rest. Sleep is maintenance. During deep sleep, the brain performs a cleansing function where toxic proteins like beta amyloid are flushed out. These proteins are directly linked to Alzheimer's disease. When older adults sleep poorly or sleep too little, toxins accumulate, memory consolidation weakens, and decision-making ability declines. Many seniors normalize bad sleep, thinking it's just how aging works, but that normality is precisely what makes it dangerous. Habit 3, social isolation, the brain's silent enemy. Loneliness is not just emotional pain, it is a biological threat. Studies show that chronic isolation shrinks the brain's gray matter, reduces verbal fluency, weakens emotional stability, and increases dementia risk by up to 60%. The brain is a social organ. It needs conversation, storytelling, humor, debate, and companionship to stay sharp. When seniors spend most of their day alone without regular mental engagement, neural pathways weaken and cognitive resilience declines. Even simple daily interactions, greeting neighbors, calling family, joining community groups, protect memory far more than people realize. Habit 4. Eating high-sugar, low-nutrient foods. Sugar is the brain's fuel, but too much sugar becomes the brain's toxin. Excess sugar inflames blood vessels, causes insulin resistance in brain cells, and disrupts communication between neurons. Some neurologists now call Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. Older adults who rely on quick processed foods, sugary tea, white bread, or sweetened cereals unknowingly feed inflammation. Over time, this inflammation erodes memory, attention, and problem-solving skills. A brain-protective diet doesn't require perfection, just consistency. More vegetables, healthy fats, whole foods, and fewer products from boxes and packets. Habit 5. Never challenging the brain. The brain is like a muscle. It weakens when it is underused. Many older adults fall into predictable routines. Same TV shows, same conversations, same routes, same activities. Routine is comforting, but it is not stimulating. When the brain stops learning new things, it loses plasticity. Neural pathways stagnate. Memory becomes slower. Creativity declines. Challenging the brain doesn't mean solving calculus problems. Learning a new hobby, playing strategic games, reading new genres, or practicing a new skill keeps the mind alive and prevents cognitive decay. And finally, habit number 6. Chronic stress, the slow poison. Stress releases cortisol, a hormone that is beneficial short-term but destructive long-term. High cortisol damages the hippocampus, the memory center, and reduces the brain's ability to form new connections. Older adults dealing with financial difficulties, health worries, or loneliness often experience silent, chronic stress. This stress becomes a neurological toxin that accelerates dementia risk dramatically. Meditation, walking, journaling, and meaningful social connections can lower stress and preserve the brain. Here's the turning point. None of these habits alone guarantees dementia. But together, sitting too long, sleeping poorly, eating badly, staying isolated, avoiding mental challenges, and living with chronic stress, they form a perfect storm. This is the moment most older adults never see coming. Not because the signs aren't there, but because they appear slowly. Years of routine create a quiet cognitive downfall that feels natural, but is actually preventable. And the most empowering truth is this: the brain can heal, even later in life, even after years of damage. When older adults delete these 6 habits and replace them with healthier alternatives, memory improves, mood lifts, and mental clarity returns. Neuroplasticity never fully disappears. It just waits for the right environment to awaken again. Dementia is not destiny. It is influenced far more by daily choices than most people realize. And the 6 habits we covered today are the ones that most predict cognitive decline. Sitting for long hours, sleep deprivation, social isolation, high-sugar diets, mental stagnation, and chronic stress. These habits seem small, but they accumulate into massive neurological consequences. Understanding them is the first step. Changing them is the second. And the change does not require perfection, only consistency. If you found this video useful, share it with an older adult who needs to hear this. Someone you care about. Someone whose memory and future you want to protect. And if you want more deep dive health documentaries like this one, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and let me know in the comments. Which of these 6 habits do you want to change starting today? Your insight might help someone else protect their mind too. Thanks for watching.